high on safe lane Lesh. I think it's something that probably could have been abused a little bit more ever since it sort of fell off out of popularity. I think it is something that teams could bring out a little more often. It's basically just a safe lane Nature's Prophet that's not as good at making those rotations, but it's got a lot of similar like early game pressure and pushing power that I enjoy seeing. So I'm going to believe it. I'm going to believe in it, but they have to get the Roche. They have to, just like you're talking about how Monaspa are looking like they want to snowball, like very similar ideas here from Ivy, right? Like their timings are just like crazy important when it comes to like Bloodstones and BKBs here.
Oh, Pyro 65. Don't walk up these stairs. Monaspa.
Oh, there
oh, look at that. Take the wolf and send that in. There you go. I'll give them the info. They know what's going on up there now. Nobody's going to be stepping up into those parts of the woods.
Oh, you know, we were praising the Grandmaster Desire Rubik, but Vincento here, Grandmaster Chen player. That's dedication.
Yeah. He is a bit of a Chen connoisseur. Oh, we got to see this a fair few times in the previous video. It's definitely, if it's there, they'll go for it. It's the perfect hero for him to play. You know, it's kind of chill. I mean, there's a lot of micro involved, but you know, you send your summons in or your neutral creeps that you've grabbed, and you can enjoy a hot cup of tea, as JM will be doing.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, you
sit in the back,
to one side. Yeah.
Pop some heals. You know, a lot of chance to sort of relax and be as zen as you want to be. As JM is, you know, a very relaxed individual, very nice to talk to in the interviews. Always very much been having a good time. I mean, Ivy, they've been in quite a fair few of the Division 2s we've had, and they also play a lot of smaller tournaments, so they get a lot of games. You know, if you look at sort of how many games some of these teams in Division 2 have played, Ivy's probably up there as one of the ones that have kind of the most competitive games in sort of the recent times with the amount of leagues they play in.
Well, we're all hoping that the leagues will foster that kind of growth. That's sort of the idea here. So hopefully they'll become a stronger team over time. Absolutely. No, we'll see with the lane setups. I mean, I believe what you were saying as well. Bottom lane this time round, having the Dawn with the Crystal Maiden. You feel this is going to be a pretty easy time for Monaspa? I mean, how much pressure, if any, can Ivy put onto this safe lane Dawn, or is it just complete free farm for Nande? Yeah, I think you're seeing what the plan is, right?
Yeah.
Just Cube's going to grab the waves, run away with it, and not a whole lot else you can do. You can convert your Eidolons, but I'm sure you guys have all played against Dawnbreaker in lane with a Celestial Hammer. It's not really that much fun to have a bunch of units, especially when there's also Crystal Nova. So, the ability to get in there. And odds looks like favoring Ivy a little bit more than they were earlier, I think. Not sure about that,
okay.
But it looks pretty good to me, I'd say.
There we go. Shout out to partner esportsbet.io for providing those. But yeah, indeed, overall, Monaspa, the team to be the favourites in this series, in this game at least. We'll see. And as we were mentioning, this is Monaspa going for a similar strategy that they did lose with yesterday against Alliance when they ran the carry Dawn. See if they find a bit more success here today.
Well, Cube grabs another wave. Success. Not able to get a pull off there or anything, so. And what's the deal with the camps here? Their small camp, or safe lane small camp is still blocked on the bottom, so that's obviously incredibly important to make sure that this off lane goes well for Ivy. Just allows them to actually contest and deal with it if you have to go in that deep. Imagine trying to get that deep versus Dawn CM. Like, even this close he dies.
Yep, that's going to be first blood there. It really is a killer lane here from Monaspa, and you can certainly see that with Spartan's inventory. He's got many mangoes ready to pop, so they can go for any sort of kill if Onmi and Cube get just a little too far down the lane, which is, as we're seeing, it's very tempting to do. They need to try and do something with the manipulation of the creeps, but anytime they step forward, and especially with the level advantage now going to fall into the hands of Monaspa, they have such high kill potential from these two heroes.
And I'm wondering if Ivy can find a similar amount of kill potential up top here. Just because like, you can sort of take away the wolves and deal with that as Vincento here, as he's getting a lot of damage with this stolen range creep right now. Jeez, Desire, relax. And it goes to the back. But maybe like level 3 on the Leshrac, perhaps they can actually start like comboing some spells onto Skylark and maybe have a chance for a kill. But it looks like they're more dedicated to try and save their bounty runes. What a nuisance.
He's been very annoying here with the micro. Skylark always has been a fan, of course, of these micro offlaners. Plays a lot of Beastmaster. And of course plays a little Lycan. So you know that whether it be boars or wolves, he'll be putting in the effort to make sure that those summons are really messing with you in those early points of the game.
Yeah, mid lane, Wish having a great time. Just, you know, versus a melee hero who can keep doing these harassing plays over time, but he's got 2 points on the Flame Guard, so yeah, the Sleight of Fist isn't too bad right now. And he's just grabbing himself some lasses with the Arc Lightning. Life's pretty good. At the same time, Ember's also just doing his thing. It's not, you're not winning the lane, but you'll get by. And you're hoping to make some rotations at level 6. Well, maybe not level 6, but you know. You want some decent plays early on to try and enable this Leshrac.
Structures are fortified.
Well, for sure. I mean, so far 4 minutes. Only owned me who's furthest behind on the CS, but I think with the lane setups that is to be expected. He's definitely drawn the short straw in terms of lanes to be starting the game in. Matchups to play against. You can see here, I mean, now that level 3s are on both the CM and the Dawnbreaker, they really will be ready to pounce if only or Cube get too far forward.
I think Cube might need to think about going mid or something here soon. Like trying to make a play, like get sync up with the level 6 on the Ember and see if you can grab a kill into Wish. Maybe send a Chen creep or something. I feel like that should probably be the play, because sitting here as Cube isn't really going to be that helpful at the moment. Unfortunately, he's still level 2 and doesn't have Avalanche since he was using the tree, so kind of wants to get level 3 first. But up top, Desire. Oh, nice toss. Easy.
Bottom. Cube. We'll look for the toss. Onto Nande. Gets him under the tower. Avalanche as well, but Nande too beefy to take down even under the tower. He's able to withstand that. Turns with the combo back to Cube. Not quite enough to finish him. The nuke from Spartan as well. Just so close to bringing the Tiny down, but not enough damage. That'll do it, though. Level 6 is hit. Thunder God's Wrath's at the ready. Cube gets taken down. Only will manage to bring out Spartan in return. So a nice trade to be found, at least here for Owned Me, who was suffering the most out of the lane so far.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was really close to him going down as well. And see him kind of sticking around hoping for something, but the Eidolon damage was just too much to deal with right there. And now Nande just going to chill out until his CM is back. Well,
6-minute power runes hit.
Yeah, that's a big one. Regen up top, though.
A Wish. Has got much more here from Mobai. He's got another Remnant at the ready. Diving in. That'll do it. Slight Fist and the Flame Guard burns down the Zeus. TP in from Desire. But won't be able to take down Mobai. Mobai's going to be more than fine. So a nice little chase down there. Both teams bring in some efforts around the power runes. And as it was, both mids ended up scouting out the bottom one. Much to the demise of Wish. Bottom lane. The toss, but Nande, he's more than happy to be in this position. He says, all right, Starbreaker's there, and in fact ends up being the one getting a kill. Celestial Hammer back up, pulls himself across towards Cube. They're diving under the tower. Spartan, he'll want to continue this going. He's got the Frostbite. No mangoes left, though. Has finally run out of mangoes here on the Crystal Maiden, so won't have enough for that final blast required to get the kill.
Didn't even know it was possible. Cube's thinking there was so much mana. He's very reluctant to move away. Maybe hoping to catch Spartan with something there. Doesn't even get in for the body block on the stack either. So there's a big old camp here with all these creeps. What's Skylark doing up top? 32 last hits to 37 on Leshrac, so been pretty fine. Good threat in there to make sure he doesn't die. But I mean, that was a very low commitment amount of damage, though. Pretty heavily harassing on the Pyro there.
Radiant's middle tower is under
You can see how annoying it is, though, when the Ember decides to dive Wish, because it's very much dependent on the rotations he can get in time. Because at that point, he just didn't... He was, like, so close to being able to kill Flame Guard. Ooh, nice kill on that bottom, though. Nice.
Cupid owned me for... Honestly, how difficult this lane is to play. They're getting some good trades out of it. It's very even at the moment across the map. 3 for 3, less than 1k gold difference. Close start here between Ivy and Monaspa.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And both ultis are up now as well, right? Thunder God's Wrath is back up, and the Solar Guardian, kind of scary. But we also have a black hole potential, and he is in the middle of these trees right now.
Well, I mean, he might find a chance for this here, own me. Look at the walls, Nando. They've got the combo from Tiny, and yeah, he'll drop it. Black hole's there to make sure that Nande will get taken down. Ivy really continue to step up the outplay here from this duo on this bottom lane. It was a hot start for Spartan and Nande, but they're kind of losing a bit of that momentum, and momentum that we know is incredibly important when you're running this Dawnbreaker safe lane. You know, these early deaths, they really hurt. They slow down your game.
Yeah, it feels like he just got a little bit greedy, right? He saw all those Eidolons of the tree line. He's like, well, that's just free gold, right? I got all my spells now. I got big damage in the AoE. I want to farm them up, and got punished pretty hard for it. He also TPs right back into a ward here, too, so they're going to know exactly what's going on with this Dawnbreaker, and if she goes for a Solar Guardian play, they'll be able to warn somebody as well, which is also pretty helpful. Wish playing a bit cautious right now as there is a Remnant sitting by his tower, too, so he might just run home because it's just not worth it with no mana to be out here right now. They're playing very safe. Looking to see where Mobile's going.
I want to try and dive if they catch sort of any information on who's around. Nande will step out, but he's got backup coming in. Wish TP's down to the bottom. They want to try and defend onto this tier 1 tower. Already from the side, Spartan shows himself. Mobile and Omi turns straight towards him. Spartan's got the backup of Nande. Jumps across with the Solar Guardian. Hammer forward to try and chase down Omi, but won't quite be able to get the full control off onto him. So Omi's able to step back.
Spartan just smoke to save himself there. Just from the illusions of the Ember.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And, oh, unfortunately the rune's going to spawn top, but denied by Desire. Does he escape from this, though?
Whoop. Straight TP. It's not quick enough, though. Remnant damage from Mobi. Takes down Desire. Doesn't get the haste rune, but he does take his life.
A little bit of a better prize there, I would say. He starts working in towards that Maelstrom. Already has the Orb of Corrosion, Ember's favorite item.
Top net worth. A solid game so far, Mobite. And both mids pretty much dead even, actually, in the net worth. Very, very close in terms of what both heroes have managed to take out of this mid lane matchup.
Pretty slow going, though, for a couple teams that are looking for an early pressure onto a tower into like an instant tower take. It feels like they could just vanish in any second. Like right now, Skylark pressuring with the ulti, with the helm. You would think that this top tower should just be going down. The question is, what are they going to do about it as Ivy? They bring the Leshrac back, but he's going to need some more assistance. Well, I guess I say that if any rotations are here from the Radiant, but we don't have Solar Guardian for 28 more seconds, so good choice on the defense because they are just not ready to fully commit with their liking quite yet. So they're just going to let the catapult go.
I'll see the rest of Monaspa, at least Wish and Spartan, looking to try and connect up top.
Dire's top tower.
Smoked up. Won't be able to quite make it all the way up. I think they do make it around Mobile. Mobile was coming down the river. They're able to avoid the Ember Spirit.
Yeah,
so they got a chance of
too. They saved the catapult.
Maybe finding Pyro 65. This would be the big catch here. Hunting down the carry. And now he's making his way through the jungle. And there we have set up from Spartan. He's got the Frostbite, and they've got the Burst. I'll drop both of the ultimates for that one. Make sure they take Pyro 65 out.
That's nice, too, just to make sure there's nothing else happening with like TPs across the map and everything, too, since the opponents had also just traded for the tier 1 on bottom. Their instant reaction might be to just run top. But right now, they're going to be pincering on Nande.
Wow, they might have a chance of this here, Mobite. Flame Guard's out. Nande looks to escape.
Shot.
Does head out to the backup of Desire and Wish, and Mobile won't look to jump that deep.
Yeah, a little bit of miss there from our Chen player here. Don't think it would have been the kill anyway, but it was getting close.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
We'll see Own Me. He's maybe eyeing up a chance to get in with another early black hole.
Tower is under attack.
Heading over towards the mid. Mobile already trying to get some sort of reaction here from Monaspa. The space is there, Owned Me. Finishing off the tower.
That was really nice zoning by Mobile. Just
yeah.
You know, running back and forth, sliding, seeing what they're up to. Tower falls pretty easily to him. Skylark's trying to contest a little bit in the jungle here of that Leshrac, but yeah, not much he can do. If he tries to rush down the Leshrac, the ulti's going to be there. Pretty hard to utilize, so. Pyro will have Bloodstone in about 500 gold right now, though, so.
On bottom. DPC coming in, Cube. They may have looked a little too deep here for Nande. I mean, Only is watching from the side. He's considering maybe getting in for a black hole. He's stepping up. Malefic's onto Spartan. Also have JM by his side. Spartan just sort of dying to the Eidolons here as he will get taken out. Nande steps back up, but there's the toss back from Cube. That's Nande going down as well. Owned Me with a double kill as Ivy. I mean, this early game, they're the ones getting the lead here. 4K advantage. Playing it really nicely. I mean, I just had that one death in the lane, Owned Me, but it very much recovered after just that one death. He's completely taken over this bottom half of the map and he's making some nice early movements here as the Enigma that are well supported by the rest of Ivy. Really helping to take over this half of the map from Monaspa very early.
Yeah, and what are they doing with this space? Juicing up a Leshrac. He's farming up some Ancients right now, has the Bloodstone, and will be able to join relatively soon if they want. Keep also close to a Blink Dagger, but this time he doesn't need it. He just walks up the Spartan.
See if they can punish him. They're trying to chase. They will use the Thunder God's Wrath to get the drag back, but the Hand of God's there. Cube's healed up. Mobai, he's thinking of going in deeper here to chase down Desire.
Oh, carefully, he has Avalanche.
Let's have a look. Desire returns with the burst of the Avalanche and the Fade Bolt. Not quite enough to take down Mobai, and he's prepared with the Remnant off to the side. He'll safely get away. Skylight's attempting to chase them down with a Shapeshift. Own Me, he's chilling on a cliff. He's got a black hole for the cliff, though, as he's ready to drop it. Catches the two of them. Skylight and Wish falling low, but not quite low enough. The heals coming from the Solar Guardian. The Starbreaker slams down Mobai. As Monaspa, they'll hold this fight. It may have looked like Own Me had the high ground, but Monaspa, they'll be the ones to take 3 and they'll take 4. JM accepting his fate here. He knows there's no way out of this one as he goes down. And that sort of early lead from Ivy starting to get shut down there by Monaspa's reaction.
Yeah, and that's the last thing that you want to happen, right? You're trying to keep this momentum rolling. Everyone's close to an item. Leshrac finishing up the Bloodstone. Ember just sort of like trying to get to that next little hump there. And even utilizing the Hand of God, too. The start of the fight was great. This part is where it's tough. This Lycan gets tossed back away from everyone else. He was sort of like chasing, but Mobai got really low. He's able to heal back up. Black Hole's there, but then it's just not quite enough damage. And this is where the fight like really turns, obviously. Because it looks like kind of okay, but then the combos all come into play from Monaspa. You run back in with some other units. Then you're just dropping people. This is where Crystal Maiden thrives. She loves any fight like this. Long and extended, and no one's focusing her. Just blasting out your spells every, what's she at now? Every 9 seconds on the Crystal Nova. This is a crazy amount of damage and control.
It's definitely going to feel rough for Ivy. I mean, something I believe they struggled with in the previous series they played. You know, series where they do get a bit of a lead at the start, but you know, once it starts to sort of drift away from them, they do struggle on kind of regaining control of the game. So they've got to be very cautious. They cannot allow another fight like that to happen. Otherwise, Monaspa very much going to be in the driving seat. That is the Blink Dagger done that you were mentioning, so maybe they'll be able to set up and find some action with this as it gets delivered out to Cube. He has got smoke at the ready.
It's also a really cool Wraithback game. We haven't really talked too much about that, but I think it was a nice idea here from Own Me. Maybe it seems a little bit crazy to get it before Greaves in the year 2023, considering how much we all love Greaves, but versus the Lycan specifically, it's obviously going to be pretty helpful. And the Dawnbreaker, too, the way she's going to be in the middle of the fight, so there's a good chance you're going to get some effectiveness out of it. Interesting one here. They're going to group up, smoke up, and all right, 1 kill into Roche. Oh, not CM, though. Who's got wards?
Oh, yeah, Spartan. He looks to be the one to tank this gang, which is not bad news for Monaspa. They can use this information to maybe turn things around. In fact, they're able to get in and take down Cube. Nande jumps across with the Solar Guardian. Starbreak hit onto the two of them. Wish he's been able to clean up both JM and Cube. They will lose Nande, as the rest of Monaspa couldn't quite get over to sort of help him with, as DPC ended up going with the Solar Guardian. That's a buyback from Spartan. 2 for 2. Monaspa having to spend a bit more money, though. That buyback choice from Spartan to get back to the action.
I feel like that could have gone so much better for Ivy, but the way they initiated that fight by just running the Leshrac and the Ember up first, like, Cube just didn't get to do anything. He's got this Blink Dagger. It's the best time in the game to be a Tiny with this Blink, right? Because everyone's pretty low level. You still burst for like 800, 900 damage if you can get a couple right clicks off despite being a support hero. It's crazy. But he walks in, his team have broken the smoke at this point. He wasn't the first one in, and he was pulling the observer ward too, which is the worst part because like you want to place the ward and then jump as the tiny, right? But like the fight's already started. He tries to play at the ward. He gets hit by one Lycan unit, and he throws avalanche, instantly stolen, and he just dies. So it's, you know, he just gives away the best spell to Rubik right now as he keeps getting the arcane supremacy. Avalanche is like one of your favorite steals in the current meta.
Ivy, they're going to look to go again. Smoke here. This time they have got the black hole from Owns Me ready to go. Skylark, he's going to step into it from the side, but Ivy weren't quite in position to punish him coming towards the high ground there. They're going to have their eyes on attempting to dive in onto Wish underneath the tier 2 tower. It's a pretty deep dive, but it looks like they'll get away with it. Mobai in with the remnants. They clean up the 2 kills. Off to the side, Spartan drops the ultimate. Pyro will turn his attention over towards the Crystal Maiden. Mobai continues to play around with Skylark deep under the tower, but Skylark is not going to be too phased by the damage of the Ember Spirit alone. They're going to need more, and more is on its way. Only goes for the black hole, but he's not going to quite have the reach to catch onto Skylark, so nobody's going to get grabbed by the black hole.
He did save Mobai because of it, though, to be fair.
Okay, stops him from... that is true. Creates space. Space for the Ember to escape the Lycan.
And then Chen stole his Ancient Granite Golem as well, so that's pretty hype.
Well, that is true. Yeah, the shard is indeed very, very nice here for Jam this game against an Overlord Lycan.
Oh, man. The helm, it's so, like, nickel and dime right now. It's so close between, like, Zeus ulting and Chen ulting, and you just can't think about your hero dying right now, I feel like, if you're on either of these teams. You just need to, like, keep playing. Don't ever assume you're about to die or you're about to survive. You just need to know that it's all hanging the balance of Zeus versus Chen, and you just gotta hope for the best.
Without a doubt, that last move there from Ivy getting them back with the comfortable lead that they did manage to grow earlier. We'll see. Monaspa going for the smoke themselves this time. We just had 2 back-to-back smokes from Ivy. We'll see what Monaspa can do in return. It will be a little harder for them.
They have a blink coming on Nande too, which is always such an interesting item on the Dawnbreaker 1, I find. Because it's a heavy investment into something that you're kind of hoping to set up for anyway with the Solar Guardian. It's a broken Ember. Not that it really matters for him, but that'll do.
Very nice clean combo there. Holding nothing back as they take down Mobai. Look towards the Roshan. There's no black hole. Ivy could still consider trying to interrupt this. We'll see if they catch wind of it going on. They know that it's happening. Do they want to try and make the call? It's 4 versus 5. They're smoked up. They're considering intervening here around the pit. Pyro's pretty strong here with the Lotus and the Bloodstone. He's ready to step up. Spartan's going to get Lotus Frostbited there, reflected onto him. Is he allowed to run away? Still alive, but very, very low. Same to be said for Roshan as Monaspa getting forced away from the pit. Running around with the telekinesis onto Mobai, but Desire will fall. Nande attempting to get out with a defensive Solar Guardian over to the rest of his teammates, but he can't do so in time. Speeded on Monaspa, and that's going to give the chance for Ivy to head over to the pit. And Monaspa, with just the 3 heroes alive, there's not going to be anything they can do now to reclaim this Roshan. So Ivy, it's all theirs. Aegis into the hands of Mobai.
And that was almost entirely Pio there on the Leshrac. I mean, look at the damage contributions. He's well over half of it there. The 37, you know, of the 6,800. That feels pretty good for a single hero to be providing there. Very clumped up as they enter the engagement, and they're doing a great job just like protecting him, right? He has this Lotus Orb along with his Bloodstone, so feeling pretty confident. Has the backup of his Chen to be there with the mech. Have the Wraith Pact and the Pipe of Insight, so the ability of this Chen to pick up the mech so your Enigma's not forced to do it. Then you get to get double protection of Pipe and Wraith Pact while the Chen goes for the Guardian Greaves, since everyone needs the item anyway. You can see why teams that have strong Chen players would want to get this hero to try and maybe open up some additional options for your offlaner. And so far, so good. They are definitely making this lineup work right now. Will they fall down the same traps that their previous lineups have done, though?
That's the question.
Will they keep this lead?
It is indeed looking good so far. Continues to look good. Another catch from Q. And with the toss back onto Spartan already at the side, Mobai has been able to get the chains connection onto Nande. Quick heal up. With the proc of the Luminosity. Pyro 65 bots to the ready. TP's over towards the lane. He's actually going to be able to get towards Skylark. Skylark will pop the ult, but he won't. And he's going to try and punch into this Leshrac here, but I don't think it's going to work out for him. I think he should have probably taken the option to run. He decides to stand his ground and fight, and ends up causing the death of him there, Skylark.
And I love what Mobile's done here. Getting the Aghanim Scepter since he has the protection of the Aegis. Willing to get a little crazy with it on the earlier end right now, perhaps. Get some dives happening. And I think a massive setback from Monaspa was the Blink Dagger purchase from Nande into instant lose fight. That's going to be one of the worst feelings in Dota, where like you feel like you've got this. They got even the pick off, too, that helped get them into the Roche pit. But being in the middle of things when the fight starts, this is just 2,250 gold of just dead weight. It just does not do anything for you if you get initiated on.
Still nearly 3 minutes on this Aegis. Ivy, I won't feel the need to sort of leave Monaspa's half of the map anytime soon. They're ready to bring in that top lane. Take some of these further towers. Still, they're taking the tier 1s and tier 2s out elsewhere. They're ready to start dealing with the top. Nande trying to not give them that option, though. Cutting the creep wave. Playing from the tree line. Same to be said for Skylark, but he might get found. Ivy, they know he's around, and Cube, he's into the trees, gets the toss back. See if there's any escape for this Lycan. There won't be. Pyro65 bots over. Has the follow-up stun. They shut down the Lycan once again.
Yeah, the creep wave is back behind them right now, though, as they march towards the base. But, you know, Spartan gets burnt up there and melted by the Ember Spirit. Are they going to try and drag away over here? I mean, they got 2 minutes of Aegis. I don't know. Feel pretty good. Looks like they're in no rush, though.
Are you ready to rumble?
That is interesting. Why are we not pressuring right now?
Let's see what... I mean, well, they've taken over the outpost control. Are they... is there any sort of big items on the horizon?
It's just Pyro's BKB. That's definitely the main reason. And hey, they get a great catch out of it.
A very big kill. Again, shutting down this Dawnbreaker. And there it is indeed. BKB on Lesh. Pyro65 more than ready to go. The next lost fight here, if it ends up being that way for Monaspa, is definitely going to cost them some damage to their base.
Yep. And, I mean, the safe lane Leshrac, it's flexing here. Where's your offlane Lycan there, Owen, huh?
It's been a rough one for Skylark. He's kind of, he's got those early items. He's trying to get the AC done. But, yeah, as we're seeing, kind of how farmed this Leshrac is it feels like Pyro65, with the items he has, he's never going to be a target that Skylark can do anything about, right? He's looking for these other heroes, but the problem is, who can he sort of send the summons on, right? Ember's jumping all over the place. At this point, Enigma and Tiny, they've got ways to protect themselves. It certainly feels like in the fights, in the action, there's not a huge amount that Skylark can do as a Lycan when he's sort of this far behind.
Yeah, he needs someone else to win the fight, and then he's like, yeah I got chased down. That, I can do that for us guys, but right now they just don't have enough to do that at the moment. There's no sign of a Nimbus anywhere near this game, so, you're not going to have, like, Aghanim setups from this, the Zeus. That's not happening here. Cube with the toss back for another freebie on a Spartan. This guy has been scouting the enemy 9 times now for his squad.
A painful amount of deaths.
Oh, okay. We got Blink Toss on Desire. Is that the save? That's the play?
All right. I mean, it could be. I mean, Desire. This is, we see amounts of flashy games on Rubik. This one's been a rough one. Hasn't really had the chance to pop off so far yet this game. But hey, the game's still early. We're just 27 minutes in. They may be 18k down, but as you say, maybe some cool plays from the Rubik. Getting some heroes inadvertently diving into the high ground of Monaspa.
I mean, they only have 1 BKB right now, and that's the Leshrac.
Yeah.
So there's a chance. Probably can't be the Ember, though, of course. But, tossing back the Enigma and hoping he doesn't blackball your whole team, that's pretty much
that's the
dream.
concern, isn't it? Yeah. If you end up getting that perfect
I've never
setup.
done that as a Tiny player, I'll tell you that. And you think I've ever tossed in a Tidehunter to ravage my entire team? No. That'd be crazy.
Certainly has to be careful. Now, next big items. I mean, obviously, it will be nice when Skylark has the AC done. Looks like they're going to try and poke up Mobi. don't think they'll get anywhere close to threatening him. No, he's more than fine. Hand of God's popped and a remnant's away. And Spartan will be going down once again for that attempt.
Oh, I love this itemization, though. You can just see they have to just run in fear of this Leshrac. Because what can they do? Like, between the Lotus Orb to help keep himself moving in the fights, the Bloodstone, and then a BKB just in case. And he has no sense of urgency about popping it, that's for sure. Feels like these fights are not going to be much of an issue here for old Pio 65. And all Skylar can do is just try and cut some waves and drag this game out a little bit longer. What they're dragging out for, I don't know. But drag they shall.
Ivy getting all those items to really put together the potential to push the high ground. Crimson Guard done on Owned Me. So yeah, pretty much the sort of the perfect trinity of auras here. The Pike, the Wraith Pact, and the Crimson. Ivy around this Enigma. They can group up and push up to the high ground, and it's just kind of hard to see where the damage is going to come from at this stage, considering the state of Monaspa's heroes.
Yeah, sure is. More scouting missions complete here. Sleight of Fist talent as well there. Very painful one to face up against. These Ember Spirit players now. They're plus 65 on the damage. I feel like I haven't even seen him flex this Aghanims yet since he's gotten it. They've just been so far ahead. And then he moves from the Aegis to the BKB. Life's good.
Radiant
Now,
scanning.
a wise Dota captain and player and TI winner once said, you know, your lead is not real until you go high ground. If you can't go high ground, then, you know, the lead's fake. Unfortunately, you know, definitely looks like they can go high ground, particularly when you have the giant dive of the Ember. Ember is one of the worst mid laners at going high ground, and you have to be very careful what other cores you pick with Ember, because sometimes this happens where you can control the map, but you can't push the base, and then eventually your team just kind of feeds on a bad push. But I think Aghanims and BKB, when there's no great control through the BKB, is a major issue. Like, because he just dives the whole backline, provides all this vision, and it makes it so much easier for the rest of your lineup to go high ground.
My thrift reward.
Oh, with an Arcane Rune too? Come on, dude.
But unfortunate for Wish on the other side of the mids, as losing that courier will mean that the completed Octarine is held at bay for about a couple more minutes, longer than it needed to.
Into a quick Roche.
A very easy one as well.
You like the Leshrac shard here? Oh, no, we get Ember. Never mind. We have Ember with an Aghanims.
Yeah, sure. I think Mobile, yeah, he's going to want to get his hands on this.
The Leshrac feels so good when you're defending the base. Not as, you know, not as sweet as when you're on the aggressive. Oh, run away.
Whoop. He's in and he's chasing the Mobile. Popping the BKB. He's going to look to continue to run down Spartan. He'll let Pio 65 deal with Nande. As that's the two of them down. The toss up onto Skylark. GG, they've had enough. It's been called. Ivy will take this game one. And they look really good doing this. There was a couple of hiccups in the laning stage, but after that, it was just completely over for Monaspa. This was it wasn't really it wasn't a close one at all. Kind of after 10 minutes, Trent. It was Ivy all the way.
No, I definitely was not so much of a